Hello friends, welcome to this Friday video. This video is based on a question posted on Power BI community forum. Let's look at the question and then we will look at the solution. This is going to be super easy and simple with small change in data modeling and small DAX, and we will have the solution. But let's look at the problem first. So here it is. The user asked looking for a conditional line chart. What does that mean is here is the sample data set user showed. There is a date and the value, and then the filter type actuals. Then the core here is the two forecast 1 and forecast 2. So the requirement 1 is that user want a slicer with the forecast 1 and forecast 2 as an option. And then based on what forecast is selected, so I also want a logic such a forecast 1 is selected in filter, then the row with value forecast 2 and all future forecasts should be removed. If I select forecast 2 in the filter, then forecast 1 and the value should be filtered out. So basically, if the forecast 1 is selected, then we will see all the actuals, which these first 1 2 3 4 5 rows are actuals, and then this one is based forecast 1. So if we just go back, these are actuals, and then the 650 is a forecast 1. And if you just select forecast 2, then the actuals stay as it is, but the forecast change. So now we are using forecast 2 and instead of forecast 1. So this is what user is looking for. Another super user who provided a solution for this, which is awesome. But I went in a different route and did by making small change in a data model and created a measure to solve it. Let's look at the solution and let me know what you guys think about it. Let's look at Power BI file. All right, so here we are. What I have here is I copied the table from the community forum, so actuals and forecast. The first requirement was to only have the selection of forecast 1 or forecast 2 because actual is common between forecast 1 and forecast 2. So what I did is I used the filter type column from the table as a slicer and then filtered it on is not equal to actuals because there is only three options, forecast 1, forecast 2. Actually, I should be doing advanced filtering and saying where filter slash type is not equal to actual, so that in case there is a forecast 3 in the future, it would be part of the selection. But anyhow, so that's the first requirement. So we solve forecast 1 and forecast 2. Now the challenge, so on this one, I'm using the date on x-axis from the table and then a sum value as a measure, which is just a sum of value column on our on value. So so everything is looking fine, but the problem is if you look at January 6th, it is showing 1219. The reason why it's showing 1290 is because it's summing up forecast 1 and forecast 2 value, which is 650 plus 640 for the each forecast on the same day. Now, if we make it a single, the first thing I will do is make it a single select because you're selecting what forecast you're going to use. But the problem is if we use a forecast 1 or forecast 2, it is only going to filter on that specific date where the forecast 1 and forecast 2 rows are. So it's only showing 640 or 650. Unfortunately, there is no way to do that to show the actuals when we are when we're doing this. So what we need to solve here is to solve this is create a date table. So what we're using on x-axis, create that as a separate dimension as we always should, creating a separate dimensions and keep the fact tables and generate a star schema. And so this particular a video is to understand how the star schema is so important rather than having all your filters and slices in one particular table. So what I did is I created a calendar table, which is simply I took a minimum of my transaction table, which is date, and then max of table date 1. So that's pretty much what I took. So that created a calendar table. And now what I did is I created a measure. So let's look into that, what the measure is going to be look like in this case to make it work. So let's create a measure, and we will call it maybe sum actuals and forecast. So sum actuals and forecast is equal to, which will be a calculate some value, and then we will remove whatever is selected, which is filter type, all filter type, so means remove any filter coming on it. And then we will say we want actuals, so filter slash type is equal to actuals. All right, so let's see if we use this measure, what happens. Will it work? I don't think so. So I'm going to remove that. So again, forecast 1 and forecast 2, now we are not seeing anything because we removed the filter and then we are saying actuals. And one more thing is because we should use the date from our a dimension table, so remove that. So now we have some data here, but what is this? So we are seeing 100. So we are seeing all the actuals, because in the measure what we said is remove the filter on this and just give us the actuals. So that's the first thing. So we're seeing the actuals. We also need to see a forecast. So what we can do is whatever is currently selected, which is some value. So some value at this point of time give us what is selected, which is forecast 1 or forecast 2. So if we say some value plus actuals is what I'm looking for. So if we do this, will this work? Let's see. And here you go. So now we have actuals. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 is actuals, and 640 is a value for forecast 2. But if I switch to forecast 1, so here you go, that's 650. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So actual stays there, and then we are getting forecast 1 and forecast 2. It's a simple thing. What we just did is we created a calendar dimension, and that we use on x-axis, and then we tweaked our measure. So some value is based on what forecast is selected, and then we removed the filter. We removed a filter on filter slash type column, and then we provided our own filter, which is based on actuals, because we always want to see actuals. And then that's pretty much it, and that's all the problem. Again, this video is more about like how important it is to create the dimension table, and with the little change in the modeling, creating a dimension and fact tables, and then with the small measure that we can achieve something otherwise look super complicated, or we need to do other tricks to make it work. Let me know what you guys think about it. Do subscribe my channel. Until next video, have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Thank you.